All right, folks, so we're back again today with another part. So today we're going to put in the bolt release. Now, I took the liberty of restarting. I always start my roll pin first before I do anything because it makes life a little more easy to deal with. But this consists of 4 pieces. It's a little spring that you drop down, and then there's the plunger piece, and then, of course, the release. So all we do is take the release. You're just going to put it in over the plunger, right? So it goes like so. So it'll sit like this. Then it goes over the plunger, and then you'll take and you'll throw your roll pin down, and then it's done. All right, now once you hammer in your roll pin, it's all set, see? All done. It's actually really easy to do. I strongly recommend getting roll pin punches. I bought a cheap set on Amazon. They were like $10. And the other thing I recommend too is if you get a build kit, make sure you get an extra parts kit for, you know, a lower kit, like an extra lower kit. It comes in a little AR essential kit. Make sure you get an extra one of those because every once in a while, if you're like me, you're going to drop a part. And if you're doing it on a carpeted floor like I am, you're not going to find that part. Truth be told, I actually dropped the first roll pin. So, and I couldn't find it because the floor is carpeted. And so thank God that I had my lower kit. Now, I recommend always having a lower kit and extra. I've had that kit since my first build. In the first build, I actually dropped one of the detent springs and I couldn't find anywhere. And so that's why I ended up buying the actual kit. But, so look, here's the thing. This is our lower. It is pretty much completely assembled. The only thing we haven't put in yet is the detent pin for the front. Right here, and we're going to do that in just a few minutes, and that'll be really easy to do, and I'll show you how to do that right back. Okay, so when you have that, you have this kit right here, little bag, all little parts. The other thing I recommend buying is a couple of these pins. These pin springs, these are the ones that go between the buffer and the bolt. I strongly recommend you have a couple of these because, you know, sometimes when people take the bolts off and they take the weapon apart, they don't actually take that off too, they forget. And so the thing ends up going to fly. And I hate to say it, but I've also been guilty of that once or twice myself. So I'm going to get the pieces here for the pivot pins. I call them detents, but they're pivot pins. The rear pivot pin is a little hard to put in because I don't have the buffer on yet, or the buffer plate. I'm actually waiting on a part. And so we're going to at least get the front pivot pin in. And the part that I'm waiting for is to make this a foldable stock. I actually have the CAC Industries mini stock. Right, and it comes with a mini buffer. Well, you can see the buffer's in here, but the buffer's only this long. It's not this long, and so I have that as well. But I also have another stock too in a buffer. I have this one, which is, you know, just a quick whatever. But I'm not a big fan of this one. I don't really like it. Maybe I'll use this in another build, but definitely not on this build. For this build, I didn't want the weapon to be any more than, say, you know, maybe this long. I want it to be a quick, you know, pow, 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 and it's going to be fucking awesome when it's done. Anyway, I guess that's it. So we have a few things to put on this, but like I said, let me get to the pivot pins and I'll be right back. All right, now the only lower parts I have left are the pivot pins and the trigger guard lower. That is all I pretty much got left, and we're going to do those right now. So the pivot pin comes with the pins, 2 detents, and 2 springs, all right? And so we're just going to take out one. Now, you have to be careful because the front pin is and the back pin are actually different sizes, see? So one is actually longer than the other, and you have to know which one goes where. So I'll show you that right now. All right, so anyway, long pin goes in the front. So it's the pivot pin, also known as the takedown pin. All right, so what we'll do first is we'll stand the weapon up, well, the lower up, and we're going to drop in a little spring. But first, I'm going to oil the spring. I always oil everything. It's important to do that. If you guys aren't in the habit of doing that, try to get in the habit of doing that. You know, oiling everything helps. You know, keeps it from rusting. So basically, I'm just going to drop the spring in, like so. And this can get a little tricky with the detent versus the pin. You know, some people have little tricks. They use razor blades. They do this, they do that. Me, I get it to work. Because I'm actually going to take the bag after and I'm going to hold it down with the detent. So, The other way you can do this, you can put the detent on top, you can take your pin, you can push down, and it will go. You just have to be patient. Try not to drop detent. It will go. You just have to be patient with it. Keeps falling in the hole here. Now, being a trans person and doing this with nails actually makes life a little difficult. I'm in to see where that one went. Okay, so now you have it. Once you get the spring in, I like to use a pair of tweezers now and again. So what I'll do is I'll take the tweezers and I'll move the detent pin right to the very end. And these tweezers are pointy, so they're very, very thin and small. These are actually the same tweezers I use to pluck my eyebrows, just so you guys know. But you take it and you're just going to put it right in the end like so. You're going to have your pin ready because when you push down, you're going to put this on top and slide the pin over. There's a groove on the bottom of that pin, see? And the detent stays in that groove. So keeps the pin from losing every time you go to do this. I should probably switch hands when I do this. Let me show you guys. I'm going to push down on it, and that's it. Okay, so now you see the detent pin's in, or the pivot pin, takedown pin, and of course you pull it out, and now it won't come out. The detent stops that from happening. As you guys can see up underneath, the detent grabs that. It sticks inside a little groove right here. Now, there's a few ways you can do this. Now, I use tweezers. There are people who use razor blades. You know, you can do this a few different ways. If you don't have tweezers, you can use a razor blade. If you don't have a razor blade, I recommend you get the tool. There is a tool for it. I'm pretty stubborn when it comes to buying tools. You know, I have little specialty hammers and, you know, things like that. But, you know, I don't really do that. Now, let me tell you, so yesterday with this, what I didn't show you guys yesterday is I actually had taken a 10 millimeter wrench. And I put the wrench, well, 8 millimeter. I take the 8 millimeter wrench and I slid it up and over this, and I actually turned it one more turn to make sure that this wouldn't come out anymore. That was an off-camera thing you didn't see. But so now we have the lower part together. We just got to put the trigger guard on. And as you guys see, I decided to do like an OD type green for the kit. But that's the only thing that's going to be OD green will be the trigger. I'm sorry, the trigger guard and the handle. The rest will be all black. So it really just rests in there, see, like so. And you get a little washer, another roll pin, and a little screw. So I'll be right back while I get these situated. Okay, so now we've got the push pin in. It's a roll pin, of course. Use your punch, use your hammer. And then the Allen, this little tiny screw, I can't seem to find my Allen for, so that is going to have to wait until I can get my Allen. Looks like I'm probably gonna have to go buy another part. But anyway, this is what this is what the Laura looks like when it's done. And I guess we can actually take and put the buffer in now with the spring. I guess we might as well, right? So I put the stock on just to start with, and then of course we got the spring, and then the little buffer, and of course we have the nut, the flange nut, and the piece that goes over, and I guess we can put the detent pin in now. So I'll be with you guys in just a few minutes, but I actually think I want to wait. You know, I'm going to wait because I'm waiting for one piece to make this into a foldable stock, so that it can fold if I need it to. It can't fire while it's folded, but it'll look cool. So anyway, all right, that's it for today, guys, and we will catch you on the next trip. that's it for today. So today we did the lever, we did the spring and the lower trigger guard, and this is what it looks like. And so far, so good. I'm liking it. I'll see you on the next time. Bye, guys.